Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. This is my Toyota 4runner. It's a 1988 with a Mercedes 5-cylinder turbo diesel, and it had a failed head gasket. Last time we saw it, it actually failed right about here, I think. So I got my parts in from Pelican Parts. These use a composite gasket that's not reusable, unfortunately, and it's blown out anyway. But I have some things to take care of because it sat with the head off in the open. There's a little rust that I got to clean up. Those of you with LS's will... Every one of these bolt holes is blind, just like an LS. See that crap in there? That yellow shit? It's the same problem with LS engines when people are like, I reused my bolts and they blew up or broke or whatever. You got to clean those out, and I'm going to do that with compressed air. I don't ever chase the threads, but I do blow them out pretty good. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to start by blowing everything out, and then I'll clean up the surface with some light oil, WD-40. This is JB80, same thing. And a Scotch-Brite to get like that little rust out of the cylinder and whatnot. So I'm gonna get to blowing this stuff out, and I'll bring you guys right back. So just real quick, this is how I clean up cylinder walls like that, and it's just a little WD-40, a little, whoops, light scratchy pad action. People always freak out when I do stuff like this, and you kind of gotta not be a complete moron. Like I'm using one thumb there. If I'm taking off any appreciable amount of that cast iron liner with the pressure of my thumb and a green scratchy pad, I'm Hercules. So yeah, you kind of got to have your wits about you a little bit. You can't be a total fool with it, but that cleans them right up. I'll bring you guys back when I'm done because I can't really do it effectively one-handed with my left hand, but just so you can see. Deck surface, same thing. Red Scotch-Brite, angle grinder. If you're removing metal with this, you're a fucking animal. Just running around on there. I know your Uncle Rodney uses a razor blade in 73 hours of his life, but I'm not doing that. Alright, so I rotated this around so number one's up. I wiped it, blown it, double, triple checked that I can see to the bottom of all these bolt holes, and I'm ready to put the gasket on. I'm not ready to put the head on, unfortunately. I'd like to lap the valves. I have noticed that I apparently have my balancer on 180 off, so it makes me question whether or not my pump is timed correctly, but I will deal with that after I get the head back on because I'd really like to seal these bores up. So I mean, it ran, so it can't be 180 out, probably, I'd assume. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out when it all goes back together. So I'm going to, I have my head over here. I cleaned it all out with a new invention I made. But I think I'd like to lap the valves at least before I put it back together. So that's what we'll do next. Alright, so I have the valves all lined up here. All you need to lap valves is a little grinding compound. You don't even necessarily need this. You can just use a drill. This stuff's abrasive, it's gritty, like polishing compound or toothpaste. So you put a little bit on the valve and you put it in there, you spin it around and clean this up. And then you got to clean it out real good. So I'm going to lap all the valves now, and then I'll oil up these heads a little bit to kind of keep that at bay. And then I'm going to set it down on a piece of cardboard and paint it. So I'll bring you guys back. So this is all cleaned up. It's ready for reassembly. There's like a drop-in seat on this. And then, if you didn't notice, the lock is actually a nut and a lock washer. So I'm going to lightly lube everything and put it together and run that all the way down, and then this will be ready to drop on. I'm going to paint it though, but it'll be ready to drop on at that point. So alright, my crappy valve stem seal kit did not come with a little protector, so what I gotta do is use a piece of plastic. I use this trick on transmissions a lot to like hold seals in. But all you need is some stiff plastic and a little oil, and you can pop it right over and then pull that out, which I can't do, but you get the idea. I'll bring you guys back when this is all together and painted. Alright, so I've been doing this all day. It's like 8 o'clock. I lied, I didn't paint the head. I wanted to show you guys this though, again. It's hard to see in there, but there's a mark on, there's a washer that's keyed, the cam gear is keyed, and then they have those little marks that line up. And I feel like I may have had that one tooth off before. I'm not 100% sure. I just had like the devil's time of getting it to where it wasn't literally next to the mark. I just needed to move it one tooth. And I had to try like 6 times because you got to hold tension on the whole thing while you're doing it. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It sucks. But yeah, I have it now. So there's a guide that goes in here, and then I'm going to plop the cover on it for tonight because it's pretty dark, and I'll come back tomorrow with fresh eyes. I don't know. Well, I'll come back tomorrow.